You know, sadly, we're always in the middle of the crisis when I have Father Robert Allen Sirico on, the Acton Institute president, Sacred Heart of Jesus Parish Academy. But I have him on because he's very good at calming everyone down or putting things in perspective, because he steps way, way back, avoids politics, avoids nastiness, which would make him a horrible cable TV host. But fortunately, he's not that. He's much better than that, much bigger than that. Father, very good to have you. Thank you for taking the time.
Good to be back with you. I could be a little nastier if you want. I am from Brooklyn, after all.
Yeah, we'll try that. A lot of families are getting kind of nasty with each other. They've been under one roof for a long, long time now, and it could be a little longer now. And now here we are in the middle of Holy Week, as you know, Father, and they're celebrating without the extended family. Now, some of them are, videotaping and, going on Zoom and these other outlets that allow you to communicate with family members, but it's not the same. So how do you advise people to deal with this?
I just came over from the church. I'm hearing confessions. And believe me, this is a real thing. Personally, one of the things I do, because I find myself that way too, I live in a house with other priests and everything, and I just remind myself when I'm feeling snarky that I'm feeling snarky. I'm not feeling very charitable toward people, and that kind of puts a brake on it, just your consciousness of it. It's when you're not aware or you're not admitting to yourself that you're under a lot of stress, and that's the reality of the circumstance we're living in. I mean, and this is Good Friday. I'm sure our Lord felt very snarky as he carried that cross to the hill.
Now, but imagine an opportunity that he wouldn't have been able to meet with his apostles or those around him or talk to them because everyone was, sheltering apart. Now, it's very different. I'm not meaning to be comic about it. But for a lot of people, they need that camaraderie, that human companionship. How do you guide them when they can't have it?
Of course we do. There are ways of communicating and communing with other people. They're not as good as the personal, tactile, a family meal kind of thing. We have to see the light at the end of the tunnel. We have to see that and I'm using Good Friday as the metaphor because we're talking about this today, that Christ saw what would happen after Good Friday. I think we need to see that there's something after this. This virus is not going to destroy human civilization. It's going to cost us a great deal. But there's going to be a day, and in that day where we emerge from this, we're going to appreciate these relationships so much more, sacrificing and consciously sacrificing. In other words, not just enduring this, but in a way embracing it and using it for something greater than this right now, can be a great consolation in the midst of this catastrophe.
Real quickly, Father, though, we're told that whenever this ends, people like Dr. Fauci say we shouldn't shake hands. We should be out in smaller numbers. Maybe restaurants won't be as crowded. Theaters won't be as crowded. It's going to take a long time for people to feel comfortable being in crowds, maybe in churches. Who knows? Does that worry you?
Well, yes, of course it worries me. And I think our perspective is going to change. If we're talking about this from the middle of a crisis, this is not the best time to assess what we will be like and how we will feel once we're outside of the crisis. We have to do these things now because of the biology of it, because of the contagion of it. But when we get this thing under control, I think we'll have a different perspective. Of course, the idea of having good basic health practices is something that needs to be in our consciousness. But this doesn't happen every week. Thank God it doesn't happen every week.
Yeah. Father, thank you so much for joining us. Father Robert Allen Sirico, happy Easter, Father.
Easter's coming. Happy Easter to you and all your viewers. God bless.